you mentioned a few of the other like these achievements, like the free solo climbing El Cap, and then even Nims and his 14 peaks and stuff. Are there any other people like that you've sort of been in awe of or that have inspired you? I mean, we actually had a conversation about like these type of achievements and where they rank and stuff like that, and we probably missed some, but I was just curious to know if there were any that really stuck out to you.
Ross Edgy swim around the UK, that was pretty mad.
Mate, have you listened to the podcast about him telling about how like his tongue eroded and stuff like that?
Yeah, that was sick. Ned Brockman ran across Australia. Obviously Guji ran across America last year. Them boys smashed it.
Yeah. I mean, so there's one thing here, sorry, about you running with Kipchoge.
Yeah.
Can you explain that? Because that's mad, by the way.
I met him in Kenya ages ago, like 5 years ago, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. I went to Kenya. I wanted to, I just basically packed in all my jobs. I was like, I need to go and see some of the world. Went Kenya, went to this little village called Brighton. Don't know if you've heard of it before, but it's like so many of the best runners, like endurance runners, come from this tiny little village. It's about 2,500 meters elevation gain on top of the Rift Valley, and the whole like village basically loves running. It's crazy. It's sick. And Kipchoge's from there. So I went there just to see what it was about and got my ass handed to me by everyone there. But then met Kipchoge. It's pretty cool.
That is it. And what's he like as a person?
I mean, didn't really spend much time with him, to be honest, but like seems very humble, just going about his business.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
Yeah, I think even when you see the stuff that he puts out on socials and like, seems like he's a very grounded man.
Yeah.
Top bloke.
Well, is there something to do with the elevation of the village that makes them better runners or something?
Yeah, so I think there's a few geographical things that make like a lot of Eastern Africans in general are like, that's where like a lot of the top guys come from. When you see people winning marathons and stuff, they're quite often from that region. And I think a few things, the elevation gain means that there's less oxygen in the air, so that their bodies are acclimatized to running on less oxygen. So then they come down to sea level and it's like breathing milkshake and they've just got so much oxygen.
Wow,
like, a
little superpower.
This is what you lot are doing. This is fucking piss.
Yeah. Pretty much. So that's part of it. I think the culture as well, like, because a few people from I-10 especially have made it, like you think of how like Kipchoge's probably balling pretty hard right now. Like culturally it's like seen as a good route out. So I think they all love running. And then also just like genetically, the way that I think the a lot of people in East Africa have evolved, like they're quite skinny and like long limbed. And that's better for running because they exert heat way more efficiently. Like their skin surface area is way higher, so there's more, like basically more ways for the heat to escape.
Fascinating.
So they're, amazing runners.
So many things go into it.
Yeah. Well, I guess when you get to that level, like those small differences make such a big difference.
Especially like when you look at 10Ks and 5Ks, where the difference is like a few seconds here or there, and like when you get a guy's leg out, I stand next to people in Kenya, and they're just built different. They're literally built different.
Yeah,
they're
like small torsos or whatever, but long legs.
Yeah. Like you think of like Mo Farah, for example. Yeah. I think guys maybe like, I think he's like 5'9", so similar kind of height, but he's just naturally just way thinner.
Yeah,
like. The day I finished was probably the skinniest I'll ever get.
Yeah.
Didn't lift no weights for a whole year. Couldn't sustain myself calorie wise. And if you stood me side by side in the last day with someone like a Mo Farah or Kipchoge, then they're just way more.
Yeah. How much weight did you lose on this trip actually?
I think it was about 10 kilos.
Wow.
Yeah, which isn't.
And what did you weigh at the beginning though?
74.
Yeah, I mean that's a good percentage of your body, like
down to 64. Yeah. So I was pretty skinny at the end, but I've had a good time since I've been back in the UK.
I
eating
bet.
all the pies.
Yeah. With all everything's done now, you've come back, you've had a little rest. Is your body now in a position to, let's say, if you went to go and do a marathon and you wanted to try and beat your personal record, are you now in the position to go and do that?
Nah.
Or would you actually not?
I ran the marathon on Sunday.
Yeah.
And
the London
I was
Marathon.
pacing people, so I wasn't going for a time or anything, but body's not
knackered still.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
How was that London Marathon for you?
Carnage.
Really?
I mate, good.
Yeah.
Like
Everybody on there must know you. You must have been like,
well, I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
quite
what I do,
anticipate. I was because I've been around London and like people were recognising me and stuff. But I mean, I'm sure you boys get it all the time as well. Like, and it's nice and it's not like I can't go anywhere. Like, I can still cut about, do whatever I want. But then at the end of the London Marathon, I kind of realised I was like, that's like like the people that run marathons are the kind of people that would have followed me. So then they're in a concentrated area.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
that must have been intense there.
it was I did feel a bit overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But everyone was well nice, so I can't really complain.
That's class.
Yeah.
And then even just this morning, like since you've been back, like you were running with the Prime Minister.
Prime Minister this morning, yeah.
Sunak?
With Rishi Sunak, yeah.
What was that for? And what was that like?
Nothing really. Like
Did he just want to go on for a run?
Yeah, number 10 emailed me and were like,
I would have thought that was
like the Prime Minister, like I said, like about going for a run. I was like, Prime Minister, wow. Okay,
You know.
yeah, all right, do that.
Yeah. And so that's literally what you did. You just rocked up.
Rocked up number 10.
Wait,
bowled
so
in the
what,
door.
you rock up outside the
literally
gates?
knocked on his door. He came out.
No, wait, like knocked on number 10 as
Yeah,
if
so
you just
I went
rocked up.
into number 10.
Yeah.
And then he has like a flat inside number 10. Got a tour of the whole Downing Street. And there's so much history there, man. It's sick. And then literally he has an apartment, and the front door to his apartment just knocked on the door and he came out.
Nah, that's actually insane, by the way.
Yeah, I never thought
Was the
it'd be
security
like that.
crazy there?
Yeah. So they had like, I think like 5 security guys. They were and then we did like 3.7k around. Just chatted to him a bit. He was asking me about Africa and like all the stuff that I'd done. Asked him, like, mad busy guy though. You know,
I'd like to think so.
Mad
I'd like
busy.
to think so.
I was like, I don't know, I couldn't handle that level of busyness.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, like I was on TV yesterday. I saw he was in Germany and Poland, and he was bowling straight back. And I was like, he's in Germany and Poland chatting to XYZ about like really important like security stuff, and then you just run around the park with me.
Yeah. What did you go around Regent's Park? Or where did you run?
I don't even know.
Or just
I don't really know London very well.
Yeah.
Just whatever the park next to Downing Street is.
So that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
The fact that you did that. Has there been much stuff, like really cool stuff that you've been like, oh, super excited to
Yeah,
be
I'm
asked to
going.
do this?
Well, I went down to the Brighton training ground last week.
Yep.
Met all the players, met De Zerbi and that.
Sick.
Then I'm going. They're playing City tonight, so I'm going on the pitch tonight. My granddad's a big Brighton fan. My dad's a big Brighton fan, and got all the players to sign a thing for my granddad. Like sign a shirt, and we've got it framed and that. And we're going to sit in the director's box later, so that's pretty sick.
Mate, that's
fucking class.
I'm
man.
gassed for my granddad as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's so buzzing, right? Big Brighton fan, and he got diagnosed with terminal cancer 10 years ago. And they were like, yeah, he's got 1 year to go, and he's still cutting about. Not in the best shape these days, but he's still going. And like, he was just so buzzing to see me finish. Went round his gaff, like he was just like absolutely buzzing, man.
Mate, especially if you're given 1 year,
Yeah.
you firmed it for
Powered
10,
through
and then
for
to be able to
10.
see you
Yeah.
complete that challenge, that must have been surreal.
Something in your
He was
DNA,
gassed.
man.
He's so buzzing.
Yeah, I don't
You
know what.
lot
Yeah, there's
built
something. Yeah, we gotta
Yeah,
investigate.
it's the
that.
cook genes.
Yeah, yeah, literally
Fucking
that.
hell.
What was it like seeing your family at the end? What was that feeling like?
Yeah, it was mad. Like, I think the finish line was just like so surreal to me, because it was something that was really did feel like it was never coming. Like, there was so many points throughout the mission where I was just like, guess this is just my life now, running ultra marathons every day, and maybe this will end at some point. But it just got to the point where I was like, it was hard to even really contemplate it finishing, and then it actually finishes, and you're like, wow,
Shit.
that's mad.